Yo, what's up, dudes? Trying to make a quick video here just to try to, spread some love and knowledge and show people what I do to go through the steps of trying to figure out a good efficient setup for planes. And this particular plane we're talking about, which is obvious here, the Mars FPV. Um, What I'm going to do here is literally just walk you guys through this. Yes, I'm doing this on my phone, so the quality of this is not going to be the best, but you guys will get the drift. But the first thing I always do, though, I always look at the actual, the empty weight, as you can see here on the screen. The empty weight of this plane is 562 grams. So I always keep that in mind of what it weighs with nothing in it. Then I visualize with the setup and try to guess with the motor, ESCs, all that stuff in the flight controller. Try to get an idea of what the all up weight will be with the battery in it. So in my case, with this plane, I plan on keeping it light to start off with anyway. So I know that a 6S 1P and the cells that I use probably gonna be around. It's gonna make this frame get up to, I don't know, 1,200 grams, maybe 1,300 grams, probably. I would say safely 13, around that 1,200 to 1,300 grams, all up weight with the battery in it is how I plan on starting it off. Just a guesstimate. So with that being said, that kind of already puts me in the idea of what kind of power system that I would need. But this is what I always do though. As you can see, there's the data for it, and we'll go into it here. And they are saying what did I see it at on here? It had a maximum weight for it somewhere on this. I always look at that. And I think it was like 1,800 grams or something. Let's see. They'll probably have it in the small print. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's the MTO. Yeah, what they call it, MTO. 1,800 grams. That's the max amount of weight you want to put on this frame. They're saying with what they recommend, and of course, what they recommend is a 2814 1100 kV motor, 10x5 prop, running on a 4S 33 to 5,300 milliamp pack. So with that being said, I'm gonna do 6S. So I already got a motor in mind, and I will show you dudes that here. There it is, the Brother Hobby Avenger motor, 2806.5 1300 kV motor. Yes, quadcopter motor. Why? I've been noticing this trend for a while, and I've done it myself on a couple different planes, smaller planes. Those smaller pancake motors like this, they're just more efficient. They just really, really are. Um, but this is my rule of thumb when I go by. On any motor that I buy, and you guys know, if you see the past few builds I've actually done when I changed the motor out, I'm pretty coming up pretty, I would call pretty good efficient, especially on that dang on Talon 250G. That dude is like a nuclear power plant running. It will fly forever. Um, but I'm just showing you what I do to come up with some pretty efficient setups. And then, and like I say, I know I'm kind of rambling now in the mix of this, but anyway, bear with me. But this is what I always look at though. But if the motor that I'm looking at does not have this data chart sheet right here, I don't buy it. I do not, which I do know I have run in the past to where some companies that have these charts and it's not accurate. They cheat, they lie, whatever. Not, you know what I mean? But with this Brother Hobby, I've used those on the last golly 4 planes, I believe. So the ones that I changed it out. The Talon 250G has a Brother Hobby, the Nano Talon, the Drift, the golly, it's another plane in the mix. I got too many planes, y'all know that. But anyway, Brother Hobby has been kicking out some pretty good stuff, and you can typically find some type of prop data on their stuff. But anyway, if you look at this here, they're saying this motor on 6S, 24 volts, you see that there, and that is on a HQ73 by 5 prop, tri-bladed prop. Give or take, the amount of thrust, the max thrust at 100% throttle is like 2520. Way more than what I would need. But I want this to be a pretty peppy setup on this one. So I like that. But it's also the you have to look at the thrust efficiency ratio, which in this case is 2.38. But at the lower end of it, what I'm mainly interested in is that I know, again, my ideal um all up weight for this plane will be between that 1,300-1,200 grams. That's what I'm shooting at. So what this is saying here is 70% throttle. It's at 1430. So it's gonna have plenty of pep in the step to carry this plane. And then again, the amount of amps that it's pulling at that is at 18 amps. So for me, that's going to already tell me the story of how this plane will perform on this motor. And the watts, of course, 437 watts. So that's what I like to look at. Then, I mean, as far as, with cruising the plane wise go, it never takes as much thrust just to keep it cruising. So give or take, if I'm at that 12, 1,300 grams all up weight, to keep this plane just up in the air, we're going to be literally looking at like only 500 some grams of thrust, probably, just to keep it going. So you see it on the chart again here at 530 grams of thrust, is showing 4.6 amps. This is all in theory now. I don't use the calculators. I know some of you dudes right now are probably beating up your keyboard. Like, man, get you the calculator. No, I don't do that. This is just my method. I think it out and I talk it out, literally, to myself or to somebody else. That's why I usually call my buddy the bandit for. Me and him a brainstorm about this stuff. But I think this would be the motor that I would use. And looking at these numbers that it has is really pretty good. So this will be the motor for the Mars FPV that I would use based off of this data that I see right here. So yeah, we're gonna do that, and I will most definitely will use my Acon ESCs. I love Acon ESCs. Acon SCFM 45 amp ESC, considering max amps on this motor is 44.1, which I know I would not be at that, probably never. So a 45 amp ESC would most definitely would cover that, and the ESC is rated between 2 to 6S. So okay, I think that's gonna do it. For that, I hope this video will help anybody. Kind of see my thinking and how I normally come up with a pretty good efficient setup. The only plane that has ever stomped me was two different planes. There was that Razor I got, which I turned it into a pusher. So that whole prop thrust angle, everything changed. So different KV was most definitely needed on that one. And that one came out to be pretty good. And the transformer, which again, the transformer wasn't designed to be in its biggest configuration as a pusher, but I did it anyway. And it came out to be pretty good. But everything else I got in the fleet, especially that Reptile Dragon, I mean, it's running two, 2204s, 2204s, I believe, 1,300 kV motors swinging a 8x6 prop, and that dude is like that's like a nuclear plant. That's my long ranger right there. But anyway, I'm rambling now. But I hope this video helps anybody see how I go by picking out motors. Always look for these charts for sure. If you can't find the chart, my opinion, don't buy it. You know, if you can't find any kind of actual raw data like this, or at least seeing somebody fly it, showing OSD information, and the plane is close to the, well, you know, at least they got the information out there to where you know how much weight the plane is, you know. But then, of course, different planes, aerodynamic differences, yeah, they get steep. I'm out, y'all. Peace and love.